Hello and welcome to Galactic Goddess Podcast and TV. I'm your host, Radhanelia. I'm also your friend, your ally, and hopefully co-creator if you're part of Awakening Star Seeds. I just felt like I wanted to come on and just have a chat with you guys and share a little bit about why I'm creating Awakening Star Seeds book. What was the inspiration behind it? Because it's random for some people. Are like, whoa, where's this coming from? Well, I'm an author. I created a Kuan Yin Goddess Activations Healing Workbook, which I first created for my clients because I had been seeing many clients over the years in Hollywood Hills. I had a sacred healing space, healing home, and I brought many, many people, and it was amazing to see that many people. It just felt so right for so many years, and it was such a great experience. And I think that healing has been one of the greatest gifts for me. I never in my life was like, oh, I want to grow up and be a healer. That wasn't what I wanted to do. But it was part of my journey to bring healing and calling back soul fragments and different pieces of myself, that I began my own healing journey that led me to get certified in over 12 certifications, because once I started, I just could not stop. And I created my own healing modality called Goddess Activations. And I started to work with the goddesses. And so Kuan Yin is one of 11 of the main archetypes that I work with. And I have a workbook called Kuan Yin Goddess Activations Healing Workbook. And it's based on forgiveness, because throughout all the years and all the hundreds of clients that I saw, everything came back to the need to forgive oneself, forgive another. So much of our pain and the root of our pain comes from holding on to resentments, not being able to let go of things that cause us pain internally. And we end up swallowing that pain if we don't release it, and so then it can cause a myriad of dis-ease internally, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. So Kuan Yin is one of the goddesses that really helped to bring about a deeper compassion, understanding, and I will be bringing forward the rest of those workbooks. I've so much that I'm doing now, but it's already complete. But she was just the most important one. And then I created my book, Galactic Goddess, and that is a memoir type of a book, reflective. I feel like a cat that's not had 9 lives, but more like 22 in one lifetime, which is exactly what I wanted. When I came in here, I did want an action-packed life. I did want contrast experience and the ability to really work through lineage issues, as well as clearing out old karma, because this is the last lifetime I will have on planet Earth. So that means I got a lot of work to do, and I really, I'm proud to say that I've worked through it. And again, when we are fast tracking things, it can look like a myriad of things to other people. And that's why it's important to not judge other people's journey, because you never know what their soul contract is or why they go through the things they do, whether it be through addictions or trauma or drama. You don't know what their soul contract is. So we can't really judge other people. And the book is really about sharing very intimate, vulnerable moments, and the lessons that I learned. And my hope for the book is that it would really help people, particularly women, younger women who may have some identity issues and wondering, if they belong or if they should stay. I experienced a lot of depression early on in life. And so I was that girl that needed that book. And so I wrote that book really for my younger self and other, women or girls like me that went through, identity struggles, which is very common, and we live in a world that tries to tell you how you should be. It's in every magazine, it's in every TV show. Um, all of this stuff is reinforced over and over again. And so when you don't fit that type, it can really do a number on you. And compounded with early family dynamics that were perhaps not as solid and not as much positive reinforcement, that can create a spectrum of other issues, right? So that's what that book is about. It's really about finding the gift in everything. It's about finding the gift in our journey, in the lessons, in the pain, and the struggle, and the magic. It's everything. Our life is everything. And I couldn't possibly fit everything that happened in that book, right? So I'll have to write another one. But what ended up happening is that I just got this download. I was working with Mike Pastana, who's now our chief technical advisor. And, we both got downloaded that we are here to serve, not just for our stories, but to assist others in sharing theirs. And, I have been getting these starseed activations for some time now. I've had quite a few unusual experiences, galactic experiences, starseed family experiences, darker experiences to do with beings that are amongst us. And I try not to judge these experiences. I am very expressive in my podcast and show when I'm having dynamics with people. I definitely, get all excited about it. But on a higher level, I'm really a bit more neutral about the whole experience that I've had, because I think our job is not to get so emotionally invested in it, but just to learn from it, right? And of course, we go through these intense experiences, and it's important to feel. One of the mottos I have is feel to heal. So I'm not an advocate of spiritually bypassing anything, and that is why I share stories that are a bit more maybe dark, raunchy, gut-wrenching, because it's important to share. I think I really like having conversations that matter, right? Because that's important to me, that we have conversations that matter. One of the reasons why I was able to do the work I've done, as a healer, as a spiritual coach, is because I'm intrigued with people's stories, so they can tell me anything. And I really mean anything. I've heard everything, right? And so I never got shaken or, it didn't bog me down. I was able to listen to people's gut-wrenching stories, their darkest secrets, their deepest pains, their greatest hopes and dreams, and to maintain a level of neutrality through that. as a conduit, as a sacred keeper, right? Because that's what you do. You hold sacred space. And, my work has evolved so much, and I'm always like, okay, what's next, universe? What's next? Because the universe always has something, because the universe knows that I love to always grow and evolve, and I love different challenges. And so the universe was like, okay, now it's time for you to help other people share their stories. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Absolutely, yes. Um, One of my greatest idols that I really look up to and admire, have always admired, is Louise Hay. She was an author of incredible books about healing, and you can heal your life, and such a sweet, beautiful soul who, went through so much pain in her own life, but had the ability to hold space for herself and to heal those deep wounds, as well as help teach others, how to heal their own, that it's possible to heal. I'm very much in the same belief system that we have the ability to overcome everything. We are equipped for that. I have worked with people, who've had extreme post-traumatic stress disorder, and myself have had extreme post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's not that, these things just go away. It's that they start to soften. And the more that you do for others, the more that you contribute to others' lives, making their lives better, in any way that you can, it actually, like clears karma and debris and energy. And I found healing by helping others. And I think that is an important thing, because when you're at the service of others, you are no longer just focusing on your own stuff, right? You're giving, you're sharing. And to me, that's what this is all about. We're here to share and collaborate. I have a background in producing. I went to school for producing. I produced some films, and this is another form of producing. So I take all my different skills and put them together, and this is what is happening now. So I'm planning to do a series of books called Awakening Star Seeds, and various books. We're gonna continue to do this because it's so much fun. But this one is called Awakening Star Seeds: Stories Beyond the Stargate. And it's really about people's sacred awakening stories. And, at the time, they're not always feeling very sacred. Sometimes they can feel like a breakdown that leads to a breakthrough. It could be a loss, grief, radical ecstasy. People have these radical ecstasy experiences, awakening to your sexuality, to your divinity, having contact, connecting with angels, whatever that is for you. Because everyone is unique and different. We all have a different sort of contract and calling. And so we will be called to whatever it is that catapults us. And it's not about just feel good stories, because I don't think the awakening process is just about magic moonbeams and rainbows, although I really wish it was. It's actually can be a very gut-wrenching process of really releasing old egoic beliefs, belief systems that are part of lineage, DNA, pain and trauma that we're releasing, that we're letting go of, that we're constantly co-creating our new reality, but it's a purge at the same time. So, it's that sacred push and pull of the yin and the yang and keeping that energy going. So I don't like to glamorize all of this because it's not just a glamorous process. It can be very painful and it can be very beautiful. And I really think all of it's important. As an artist, you want to access as much color as possible. Generally, you don't want to just have like red and blue. You want to have every spectrum color possible, because if you can use all the color, you can make the most beautiful, rich painting. And that's how I feel too about our life, about our experiences, about our emotions. You don't want to be a two-tone person, happy, sad. We're so much more than that. And part of that is breaking the old paradigm that we have around good girl, bad girl, right? That whole dynamic, because we can be everything. It doesn't have to just be one or the other. And that's why I work with the goddesses, because the 11 goddesses represent the different archetypes of the divine feminine. We embody so much more than just two polarized versions of ourselves. We're infinite, we're amazing, we're resilient creatures, and I'm inspired by humans. I think they're resilient beings. And when we get a chance to hear authentic stories that are raw and real, and that to me is the most inspiring. That's when my soul sparks, and I've always been like that. And that's probably why I've had a position like a therapist, a spiritual therapist, a spiritual healer. I've been able to do this work because people's honesty, their truth, whatever it is, when they're real about it, that inspires me. That's beautiful. I think that is just the rawness, the realness is just so beautiful to me. And it's relatable. I think we tend to sugarcoat so much in our lives that when someone goes through something and shares the truth of it, it gives us permission to be authentic and real, and that is important. It's not all about being just happy or being just sad. It's about being everything and allowing everything to flow. So anyhow, that is how Awakening Starseeds came about. I started to talk to Mike about just bringing other people on, that we wanted to create sacred space for other people's voices to come forward in this way. And it's just something that really moves me right now. So I'm grateful for all of the star seeds that said yes, that have come on. And we do have some more room for those that would like to come on and be part of it. And the end of the month, we're closing that down. So make sure you connect with us before then. And if not this one, we will be doing another one. But the first one is very exciting. It's just amazing. And I'm loving connecting with everyone. That's just a little bit about me, about Rada Publishings, about Awakening Starseeds, and my why. My why is because I want people to share their voices and to know they're safe and supported in sharing who they are and their experiences, and holding that sacred space, celebrating their truth with them. That is important to me. So, anyhow, it's late here, so I will leave you with that and sending you so much love. And thank you for joining me. Much love. Mwah. Blessings. Namaste.